Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. I just wanted to shoot a quick update video on the fish room. We've got some really cool new species that I want to show you and a whole new area to the fish room that I'm really excited to show you as well. So let's cut right to the chase and show you around. So the new area I was talking about is a couple shelves I made, and they're going to be for hatching eggs. So in the corner of the fish room, we've got the fry system, spotted hillstream loaches, and the TV and the brine shrimp, but there was nothing really on this wall here, and I really can't put anything on this wall because this is where I keep my feeding cart. I was just sitting here thinking, what can I do to really make use of this space up here? A constant problem I've been dealing with is I get a lot of eggs that I want to hatch in the fish room, and I never know where to put the hatching containers. Lately they've been going right here on the drying rack, and what ends up happening is this fills up and then I can't dry anything on it. The other day I had 4 containers of eggs hatching out on this dry rack, and that's not what it's for. It's just made so that I can rinse stuff and let it dry out and put it away. I've also tried hatching eggs out on my little table here, and that's not really ideal because it gets in the way of my other stuff I'm trying to work on. That's supposed to be a workspace. So I was sitting around thinking, where can I hatch these eggs? And I do park this cart right here out of the way of the door, but just above it is just a bunch of empty walls. So I took some 1x6 pine wood, cut it down, stained it, and then I added about 6 coats of polyurethane, and I got some real decent brackets that are on the studs. Nothing crazy. I got these on Amazon. I think they look nice though. And I got these free containers. Jordan got these containers from a lady at work. I'm not even sure what they're for. They're made in Canada. School Smart. They must be some kind of organization system for schools. Maybe like for crafts. Maybe they go in cubbies. But I got about 10 of them for free. And I've just kind of been holding on to them, and I'm so glad I did because they were going to be perfect for hatching eggs. So you can see down here I've got some furcata eggs hatching out, and these eggs take 2 to 3 weeks sometimes to hatch. So I can kind of just pick eggs daily, drop them in here with a little methylene blue, some light aeration, and then when they actually hatch, I'll see them on the top swimming around. I can take a net, scoop them out, and I'll throw them right in here. You can see a bunch of furcata pseudomagills in there just swimming around. So yeah, I can have 8 different containers of eggs hatching out. I think in this container here we've got some Cory eggs. I don't remember what species of Cory eggs. I've got to add 3 more lines coming down here. I've already taken the air valves and wrapped them with some Teflon tape. I just haven't gotten around to actually drilling them yet. You can see the top have air stones in them. Very simple system, but honestly it's been working great. I've already hatched probably 4 or 5 batches of eggs out of it. So I hatched some angelfish out of it. I'm sure you can see some of those guys. There's a pretty decent group in here. I hatched these Corys, which they're all probably hiding. Got more Corys growing up in here. Now I'm just going to take you around the room and we'll just stop at every tank that's either got a new fish in it or something really interesting I want to show you. I know that I've showed these guys before, the Melitena picta rainbow fish. They're growing really fast, and I'm really excited to see these colors popping through already. The gold marble angels have laid some eggs on that airline back there, so that's really cool. I've got a batch of these guys growing up right now. These are the first fish I've ever actually bred. That's what really got me into the breeding, was marble angelfish actually. Down here, my last video, Jody P sent me some beautiful hillstream loaches, and they've been doing absolutely wonderfully in this tank. They're paired with the Boesmani rainbow fish, the Rosario LaCourte strain that they've also been doing really nice. Just been really enjoying this tank. I love the way it looks. My stir-by Corys are getting bigger and bigger. Hopefully they'll be breeding soon because I'd love to get a group of those going. And the guppies that I bought online that all died did drop a few fry before they died, and the fry have been growing really fast. Next we've got a tank of marble angels growing up. So they're growing very fast too on this auto water change. I've got an absolute ton of the Gassiae Cory fry growing up right now. I get eggs from these guys at least 4 times, and every time it's been a pretty decent batch of eggs. Trilineatas have been giving us lots of eggs, which I'm super excited about. The Venezuelans started giving us eggs again. Actually, they laid eggs in that mop back there, and I didn't even have time to pull them today, so we're leaving for vacation in about an hour, so I don't really have time to pull them. In this tank, I'm really excited about this. My new friend Tim gave me a nice big group of panda cories, and they're quite small right now, but as with any cory that we've been breeding lately, when you move the fry to a bigger tank, they seem to just explode. So he gave me these. He stopped over and bought some CPDs, and I gave him some rice fish. He gave me these panda cories, and I've been wanting panda cories for a while. I know they're common, but they're just so charming. He said they're pretty prolific, and they don't really predate on their fry too much, so I'm excited to get these guys growing up and breeding. I'd like to get a big group of these guys. I've got an absolute bunch of CPDs growing up in 2 tanks, so I'm going to be moving these to a bigger tank when we get back from vacation. But I can't breed enough of those. Those are probably the most popular fish that we sell right now. The pearl gouramis have been growing nicely in this 10 gallon actually, and they were a little timid when I first put them in. I've got a pair. I've got 1 male, 1 female, and they didn't seem like they were interested in breeding at all, but lately I've been noticing a lot more behavior that's kind of tilting towards breeding. The male's kind of coming up to the female, kind of trying to, not really wrapping his body around her, but looks like he wants to. The female's been pecking at him, so I think they're going to breed soon, which is great because I really want to get another batch of these guys going. I think these are absolutely stunning fish, and they're a great planted tank fish. This tank's really fun. Jordan scooped about half of the Venezuelan cories out of this 10 gallon today and put them in a bigger tank. We've just got some random guppies in here that we're playing around with. My Pseudomagil luminatus are finally getting big enough where I think they're going to start breeding. So when I get back from vacation, I'm going to throw a mop in here and see if we start getting some eggs. They're still small, but I think they'll start throwing eggs at this point. Got a nice big shipment of plants from Daku Aquatics. I ordered about a little over $100 worth of plants from his website, and I was very happy with how they all came in. He's got a cool YouTube channel, does a lot of like short form content, grows a lot of plants. I'm playing around with these 2 plants. I know that they kind of require higher lighting, and you can kind of float them in tanks too, so I've never really had luck with these plants in the past, so I'm trying to give them more lighting and more nutrients, see if that helps. Recently did a little fish trade with Jason from 5 Star Betas, and I'm really excited to show you this. He sent me some beautiful Goodeids, some Amica splendens Goodeids, which are down in this tank. I'll show you those in a second. And then he wanted to surprise me with a surprise fish, and he sent me some orange flash apistos, 1 male, 2 females. There's the male right there. I'll try to get some good B-roll of him, but he's absolutely stunning. And I don't have any fancy caves for them. I just took a couple pots and threw them in here, and I've already got eggs, so that's really cool. I've never had apistos ever. I've been feeding them pretty much 100% baby brine shrimp. And Jason told me just put them in a tank, kind of forget about them, and you'll have fry in a few weeks. And he was right. I mean, there's nothing in this tank really. It's a bare bottom tank and just a couple pots and a sponge filter, but I'll try to get some B-roll of that female sitting on the eggs. But that's going to be really cool to watch. Probably all my tanks are actually labeled. My mom stays over at my house and actually takes care of all the fish, so she's super good at it. She took care of all the fish our last trip, and I swear she didn't lose a single fry. So I know it can be kind of hard to find someone taking care of fish, especially, I mean, there's just like you just need to have a certain feel for how to feed fish. She's got that down, so she stays here, watches the dogs, and feeds the fish. So thank you, Mom, so much for doing that. I don't even know if she watches my videos, but if you're watching, Mom, I love you, and thanks for doing that. I guess we'll stop here before we keep going. This tank was going to be a YouTube video, and it never happened because I kind of let it go. It's a 60p if you're into aquascaping sizes. 60p, so I think that's 60 centimeters from left to right. It's about 16 gallons. It's from Waterbox Aquariums. They make really nice rimless aquariums. I scaped this probably about a year ago, and I made a really nice aquascaping tutorial video. It started growing in super, super well. Like it looked amazing. And then life got busy, and I stopped doing water changes, and just a lot of plants died. We know what happened was I had a lot of floating plants, and they just took over the top of the tank, and they choked everything else out. Everything else below the floating plants died, and then I just got tons of algae. So I don't know if that sounds familiar to any of you guys, but yeah, the floating plants are great, but if you don't manage them, they can kind of destroy your tank too. And I was really proud of this hardscape. It's kind of hard to see now, but it's just a bunch of pieces of wood that come out of the tank. They're all glued to some Ceru stone. And what I'm trying to do with this tank now is just bring it back to life. It's been abused for a very long time, so I want to try to get it looking good again. I mean, I think it looks pretty decent right now. I mean, the plant health could be better. Like I said, I do maybe one water change a month on it, and I know I need to do a lot more than that. Got a couple rice fish just derping around on the surface. I've got about 20 emerald rasboras in here, but you'd never know that because they're always hiding. If you look really carefully in this like little hole in the tree, you'll see them whiz by sometimes. They only come out when you don't move at all, and they think it's safe, and they'll come out. And I've got a really nice group of yellow shrimp in here, cherry shrimp, and I've actually just thrown some rapashi in here, so there's probably a good amount of them just kind of checking that out. One of the reasons I ordered from Daku Aquatics was because I wanted to revitalize this tank, so I bought a bunch of crypts to put in here. I bought his boost package is a great deal. He's got a $30 Bucephalandra package, and I swear he sent me like 8 varieties, so I've just kind of stuck them in between the rocks. I didn't even glue them, so we'll see how they go. But super healthy Buce. That's a plant I really want to get into growing. I had pretty good success with it before. I just, like I said, I kind of stopped doing my water changes, so excited to have this tank looking better. It's already looking better, but I want to just really get it back to where it was. Jason from 5 Star Beta sent me these beautiful Amica Splendens. Looks like this is the male. It's a Goodyead. He was saying they kind of remind him of like a largemouth bass, which is so true. They definitely look like a largemouth bass, which I love fishing, so that was like, once I heard that, I was like, I gotta have it. I've been wanting a Goodyead anyway. I didn't know which one I wanted, but these are really cool. He sent me a really, really big male, a really, really big female. I mean, I think they probably get a lot bigger than this, but in my opinion, they're pretty big. And I think he sent me like 3 or 4 females and one really nice male, so I'm hoping to get a really nice group of those going. I absolutely love the pattern on them, and I love the body shape. I just love how chunky they are. I guess gestation period is about 2 months. The female gives birth to not a whole lot of babies, but they're pretty big when they come out, and they actually have umbilical cords, which is really interesting. So really excited to breed these and see a group of these pop up. Hopefully they won't get gobbled up with these giant Myrissae rainbows in here. I mean, they're pretty gentle. I put some really small cories in here and they left them alone, so I'm not really that worried about them. But yeah, I'm super excited about those fish. I can't wait to watch those guys grow up. Been getting lots of green water in the fish room, which is not really a big deal. Actually, for some really small fry, it's actually really good for them. They'll actually grow really fast. And that's because I've got this really cool light from Barina I'm doing a video on. It's called the Grow Force BG02. I think it's got 3 rows of LEDs, and we're using it to start seeds. So Jordan and I are gonna try our hand at gardening and growing flowers. This whole rack right here is just a bunch of flowers that she wants to grow. I'm doing more like veggies, so I've got like, you know, tomatoes, peppers, watermelons. Look how big these watermelons are. Super excited to get these going. And I've got a plan to use all the water from the fish room in my garden, which I think is going to just be an awesome combination. So I got a couple IBC totes that I sourced for free, and I'll cut to that video now and show you those totes. This is an area of the fish room that you might not have seen in the past. That's my outlet for the natural gas heater. It's always pretty warm. Yeah, it's a little warm, not too warm. Must not be running too much right now. There's the window into the fish room. This is the drain that I've drilled through the wall. I am going to be burying this line. We called Julie out, so I just kind of marked next to this line where I'm going to be digging. We're also taking out a lot of brush in the back. We're going to be planting some trees. What's up, dude? And the newest thing that we just got, a couple IBC totes. I got these for free from a dairy processing company. So they did have some kind of acid in both of them. And I'm just cleaning them out the same way that I cleaned out the water storage container I have in the fish room. And if you want specifics on how I do that, really it's just a ton of Dawn dish soap is what's in there right now. I completely fill them, let them sit for like a week, and I'm going to drain them out right now. Then I'm going to fill them up again with 2 pounds of baking soda each. Then I'm going to drain that. That cuts the soap, gets rid of all the suds. Then I'm going to fill them up a third time with a bleach solution, drain them, let them just kind of air out, and they should be good after that. What I'm going to be doing with these totes is we are going to be hiding them in the woods somewhere, painting them camouflage, and the drain water, all the water that drains out of my fish room during the automatic water changes or anytime I dump any water down the sink, it comes straight out to this area right here. And it's kind of wasted right now. We don't really use it for anything. It literally just dumps down the hill. What I'd like to do, I'd like to get this water going into these IBC totes. They're 275 gallons each, so that'd be 550 gallons of water I could store. And I could use that water for my garden and my grass instead of wasting it. And I also thought about, so I'm getting these for free, thought about getting a few more and using them for ponds outside. So if I did that, I'd probably cut the tops off of them. And I don't know, maybe I do like a CPD pond, do some rainbow ponds. I'm not really sure yet. And I'm still kind of figuring out how I want to connect these, or if I want to keep them individual, if I want to put like a sump pit. Not really sure exactly how I'm going to do it. I've seen people gravity feed them into these threaded connections here, link them up. But then you need to do an overflow, because if you get too much water going in there and there's nowhere else for the water to go, it's just going to back up into the fish room. So we're going to go ahead and drain these now. Crocs is probably not a good footwear for this. Oh, I just realized it's going to wash away my Julie line. So I don't want my kids or my dogs playing in this water, so we're all going to go inside. Do this one too. It's like a river. But yeah, the internet is full of people getting rid of these IBC totes. I guess they're pretty hard to get rid of once you have them. And people are giving them away for free, so the ground will kind of absorb all that stuff. But yeah, this area right here is kind of useless right now, so maybe after I bury this line, I'll put 4 more IBC totes right here. I'm sure my wife would love that. And I might spray them black so you don't see them. The only thing is, I don't know how I feel about that, because this looks very climbable, and I got a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old that would love to climb this. And if I had this open, there's a chance I could fall in, so I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. Maybe I'll cut them real low like Nick from Keeping Fish Simple does. I do like these valves though, that's kind of nice for when I need to drain them, because I'd probably drain them in the winter obviously. So another really exciting development. I had a group of raccoon tetras in this tank. I was breeding them, I was pulling eggs, hatching a few here and there. Well, they laid a huge cluster of eggs one night, and I pulled the raccoon tetras out, and I actually put them in this tank up here. And I started feeding it with infusoria 2 or 3 times a day. And didn't really see anything. I just kept doing it for a couple weeks. Then I gave up. I'm like, there's nothing in there. Well, it turns out there was almost 40 fry in there. I didn't feed them for like a week or 2 because I didn't think there was anything in there. And then one day I looked in and I saw a large group of fry. And I have since moved them down here with the Venezuelan Corridora, but there's probably almost 40 raccoon tetra fry in here, which is really exciting because I've been trying to work on breeding those, and I think I'm finally figuring it out. So if I can keep doing that, I'd love to be able to supply those to you guys. These are the blueberry tetras. I also caught a bunch of eggs from them. I think I have 3 or 4 fry in here. I got a gazillion Julie Corys, or false Julie Corys in there. We've just been doing really well with breeding and hatching Corys lately. I'm by no means an expert, but I have a pretty decent group of Venezuelans growing up in here. And I've got a really nice, decent group of Trilineatus growing up in here. Which, who doesn't like a big group of Corys? So those will be for sale on the website if you're interested. Furcata pseudomcgills have been really prolific too. They've been actually giving me quite a bit of eggs. But there's so many fish in this tank that those eggs get sniped really quick. So you really gotta pull that mop once or twice a day, and just if you don't pull those eggs, they're toast. They'll get eaten. But I have a mop, floating, and then I got a mop on the bottom, and they seem to be doing a little bit of both. I'll be listing these fish. These are the Mbuna Chindongo saluzai. These are from the cube tank I have upstairs. This is 2 batches. I took 2 females that were holding, brought them downstairs, let them spit their fry, and then I pulled the females. And these guys have just been doing great. They're actually growing pretty fast. Just been giving them a lot of baby brine. I'm going to be transitioning them into like more veggie foods here shortly because that's kind of what they're supposed to be eating. They've been eating a lot of baby brine and a lot of golden pearls, and I haven't seen any issues. So they love hard water. From what I understand, a pretty easy fish. They're not going to really turn blue till they get much older, but they all start out as yellow, and then some stay yellow, some turn a nice dark blue. Beautiful fish. I do have a group of about 9 or 10 gold laser Corys from 2 different bloodlines, and I'm letting those grow up with my tetras. Once they get big enough, I'll probably put them in a breeding tank and definitely start breeding those guys. A lot of people say these guys are shy. I don't know if it's just this tank, but these guys are never shy. They don't ever run away when I walk up to this tank, and they come right up to the glass like little puppies, and they know it's time to eat. I know this tank's kind of dark. I mean, I've got a lot of plant cover on the top of it, so maybe that's part of it. Maybe they like having some tetras above them too. Nice group of cardinal tetras that I'm growing up to breed someday, and some rummy nose tetras that I'd like to breed too. I had a group of about 15. I think I only have 4 or 5 left, so I really want to get those breeding again. Like I said before, this light right here is on for like 12 hours a day, and it's making a lot of my tanks green. I don't really mind. Green water's good. We're just kind of going with it. So my friend Tyler sold me a beautiful pair of snow white longfin bristlenose, and it's definitely a male and a female because when he took the plecos out, the male was sitting on eggs. Really excited to get those breeding. They look beautiful. He said that they're kind of hard to find, and I'd love to be able to breed those and get those on the website as well. I'm having a really hard time getting them to focus, but I also picked up a nice breeding group of Praecox rainbows, the dwarf neon rainbows. So these are looking really nice already. I just got them today, and I think I have 5 males and 5 females. So I'm going to toss them up in here, see if we start getting some eggs. And I also got some more blue eyes. These are the Gertrude. Again, having a hard time focusing on these guys, I'm sorry. I've had the Gertrudes before, and I lost them. So I'm excited to have those back. See the praycocks, when they turn, they get that beautiful blue flash. The males have a really nice red fin, and then the females still look really nice too. The females still have that nice blue iridescence, and they've got more of a yellow finnage. That looks like a female right there. Still beautiful. So I think these are going to be really popular. I know that they're widely available in the hobby. I just want to be another place people can get them from. And then in here, I bought a group of 5 yo-yo loaches. I'm really excited to have these guys. These guys are super fun. I love watching them swim around. They're very, very active and very curious looking fish. They're going to be my snail attack crew. I'm basically going to take this group of 5 and move them from 40 to 40 to 40 to 40, just attacking snails. Got a lot of pest snails in all these tanks. I don't really hate snails that much, but I'd like to take care of some of them, especially the bladder snails. I don't mind the ram's horn snails as much, but I don't really like the bladder snails. It's just a preference. You see, like, my LNI tank has a ton of snails in it. And those guys are supposed to be pretty good at cleaning out snails, so we'll see. But they're also just a really beautiful and interesting fish, so even if they didn't do a good job cleaning the snails out of my tanks, I still would love them. And I think they'd make a wonderful addition to like the 90 gallon. And I got something else really cool. Can't wait to show you more of this. This is 18 gallons, by the way. It's absolutely huge. Absolutely huge. So stay tuned for that. Oh, and one more thing that's new is I've definitely been trying out some new plants. And I'm just taking these plastic pots that are black and putting some aqua soil in the bottom of them and then capping them with some sand. Throwing a root tab in there. That Anacris is actually growing pretty well. So it's branching out on the bottom too. So that's good. It's parrot's feather. Got some more plants I have to plant later, but I just tossed them in here. I think that's Rotala orange juice. Ludwigia super red. I cannot even remember what this. I think this is another Rotala. I can't remember. Yeah, just really branching out. I like having them in pots so I can move them around, move them from tank to tank. I also have some plants just floating in tanks. I noticed as soon as I put this plant in this tank, the green water started going away. So it must be absorbing all the extra nutrients. And I think putting plants in a bare bottom tank like this will help balance out a lot of this algae. And it'll also give the fish a place to hide. I think it makes the fish feel a little more comfortable. You can see they're kind of playing around in the pots right now. The tetras in here can kind of like, if they get scared, they can kind of hide behind the plants. They got at least some kind of cover in here. Yeah, see, all these kois are back there for some reason. There must be, oh, Repashy. There's a block of Repashy back there they're attacking. That about does it for this video. I just wanted to show you some new fish, and as well as the egg hatching rack over there. I think that's going to be a real asset to this room. I'm really excited for the weather to warm up here so that we can start gardening and really work on that that water system outside. So really pumped to share that stuff with you guys. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I got a lot of really cool plans for this year, and I can't wait to share them with you. Hope you're having a great week. Bye.
Did you know you have to say Daddy's shelf? And he has a stop stool, and he has a sink, and he has some plants. He has all kinds of plants, and I need to show you something. We have seeds growing. We have seeds growing. We have seeds growing. See your seeds? These ones are watermelon. We are starting to grow watermelon. The biggest ones are watermelon. And this is my big fluffy daddy. He is a sleepyhead.